Okay, I am 70% sure this is the correct 100% definitive version of how I should be playing this. There's no context to the beginning of this video, because I tried recording this for 5 minutes now. And I didn't give any context then either. So this is a commentary gameplay, so that means I will be talking at times where it's probably impossible to explain what's going on in the video. Just so right off the bat, the game doesn't really have a story. This is the full extent to what you have about the world of the game. Instead of just going to tutorial level, we're just going to go straight into it. So you can, of course, unlock different things here. Usually the most effective way to win would probably be using these items. And you can kind of spam this attack quite well in the early stages of the game. So this is technically the first level. I could show off the... Probably better I show off the tutorial level first. It's more of an optional level though, you don't have to do this one. So basic controls, you can move and attack. You can also attack like this, but the tutorial doesn't really tell you how to use the skills because there's description. Let me just turn it down a bit. The sound effects tend to get really loud and clustered, so it's usually better to have the music louder than the actual sound effects. This spell I always use all the time is Holy Bless. It increases your attack power, so it's pretty useful. Well, of course that flashing effect was leveling up. You don't actually increase your stats every time you level up, it's mostly just for skill points, which is very useful. This is pretty much the structure of most of the entire game. You fight enemies in waves, and they kind of fall like dominoes. Shouldn't be long, just enemies hit. Because it's on champion mode, the enemies take longer than usual to defeat, and they give you more experience. It's the first level, so pretty much still not really that difficult. You get a lot of bonuses though for playing on champion mode. And a very late addition to the video game was these very small animated pictures. Actually, they're not very animated, they're just still portraits. And it just gives a little bit of context on what kind of enemy you're facing. This one's still not very difficult. You use that attack a couple times and the fight's over really. I've been told that the game can drag on for a bit, especially on harder difficulties, because the bosses can have an absurd amount of health. So just for the sake of showing the game in a more convenient method, this will be the only level I'm playing on champion mode for this thing. Playing the rest on just hard mode saves a lot of time. Most of the reasons to ever play this on challenge mode would either be to have a semblance of a challenge, or more of a fake challenge, or just to, if you're a masochist. I swear it gets better after the first level. I don't think anyone on their first playthrough would ever play on champion mode, but you do get a lot of skill points, which is mostly the reason why I did it. So you get things like these experience bonuses, and different amount of potions and skill points depending on which mode you play. If you use more potions, in fact, you actually get less experience. You get a whole 11 skill points for just that level, which is pretty good. So the most interesting things to showcase will probably be the new skills, etc. Iron defense is always useful. Thunderspark is a very flashy one though. Firestorm. I think one of the more interesting things are just the combats, because they're extensions to your ability. Probably the fire combo. The turrets are always interesting. Let's get 2 skills. Thunderspark. And you know, I never use Icy Wind because I always use Holy Bless. Whoops. Holy Bless is technically the best one to have. And the turrets and fire enchantments I always find interesting. Probably the most fun additions to the actual game. So the actual first level, called Empty Peace, because for some reason every single level in the game has some strange pseudo-intelligent name. Now that I have more combat skills, I can do this out. Link well into each other, I think. You can do a backflip into the dive kick. I find it really fun to use some of the new skills when I'm not just using iron defense. The fire enchantment I find is one of the more helpful ones. Every time you hurt an enemy, some fire hits it. Considering I have no other way to heal myself, I'll likely have to use the potions in this stage. So of course stages were actually meant to be much longer, but I got a big complaint about the game being too long. So it does feel a bit short in my opinion, but I think other people probably still feel the game too long. Yes, if you notice, you do lose your health quite frequently on harder difficulties, so there is something called the Vampire Enchantment, where every time you hurt an enemy, you very, very slowly increase your health, which is very useful, I think. enemies just keep spawning as you're attacking the boss, you can actually farm a good deal of experience, I think. But you get experience for defeating the boss as well, so that's probably a better idea. The game takes a lot of inspiration from an MMORPG, except in this particular game, you don't do missions or anything, you just defeat all the levels and that's about it. Ooh, only 2 skill points. So I may as well showcase hyper mode. Of course, here in practice mode, that goes all the way up to the ready, just very automatically. There's no MP consumption either, but in the real game, you have to attack to increase it, and then you get this. There's also a practice mode where you can showcase pretty much everything right off the bat. You can also upgrade, which is what I did with this. The normal air combo is just a dive kick. When you upgrade it, it explodes the ground. The next level I usually play, Deserted Base. I find this one easier of all of the other ones because the other 2 levels, it's either the boss is really hard or the enemies are really annoying. The fire enchantment does wonders in just getting tons and tons of mana or MP. Or the turret at least. I love the turret. It does get a bit laggy when there's loads of enemies on screen at once though. A bit laggy might be a bit of an understatement. It gets very laggy if you're playing on at least a higher resolution. I had to lower the screen resolution just to be able to play this game very quickly. Oh, I didn't expect it to be that short. You can tell the drawings are just done in an afternoon. Ow! Firestorm has got to be definitely one of my most favourite attacks in this entire game. Come on, I need another Firestorm. Hyper mode and Firestorm. You may have noticed that every single enemy, or most of the bosses, they have 2 types of televised attacks. One is where it displays text saying either danger or jump. Every skill gives you some invincibility traits. It was pretty useful for when you want to get out of trouble. I may make a rule though. If I use more than 2 potions, I'm not allowed to use more than 2 potions. That should be the rule. Because it was easy to explain, oh, I'm trying to complete the level. The reason why I give the player almost an abundance of items or whatever you can do is because you can be responsible enough to limit yourself while playing the game. So you can say, I'll never use the fire enchantment, for example. Or I'll never use more than 1 potion or any potions. So for my case, for this playthrough strictly, I think I should never use more than 2 potions. That would be an interesting limit. But at the same time, I want to just get the game done as fast as possible. I might showcase the Circle Slash, very interesting attack. I don't get enough skill points though, that's unfortunate. I have to get all the boring stuff first, like these 2. Or the Vampire Enchantment. Oh, what the hey, I'll just showcase this. Every time you attack, you heal for a bit. Good as anything. After this, there's only a couple more levels, 3 more, and then you get to the final part. Oh yeah, I forgot about Eternal Night. After this, I need to play another level. This level can be quite a bit annoying just at this first part. All of these enemies can be quite a nuisance to deal with. They have a certain theme, so I try not to just put random enemies in every level, but put at least a bit of a motif for each of them. There's also a yellow guy, because it's like, you can tell they're very color-coded. It's meant to look like a lost civilization of some sort, or at least the level is called Reincarnation, so it's probably a building civilization. Oof, I'm not even at the boss yet and I've already used the health potion. This enchantment doesn't help at all. Okay, this boss. I really hate this boss. I made it almost intentional. Well, of course I made the whole game, so intentionally this boss was a very annoying one to deal with. Oh my god! See? He teleported away from my firestorm. Took no damage from that. Right off the bat, you can tell this enemy of some sort. It's like a magic or a spellcaster. So right off the bat, many attacks you have to deal with dodging or whatnot. Oh no! It's a good thing he doesn't have much health though. Ow! That hurt. Should be almost dead now. I'll say one more good firestorm will deal with it. Ooh. Nearly there. There we go. there's only one more level of this set, because levels come in sets. Like the first set, the second set, then the final level. Because the game goes long enough, I guess. Not to mention the passwords, which... Oh, it's not glitched. That's good. I've got 3 skill points that time. What I could do is upgrade any of these, or what I want to do is try and unlock as many things as possible. The reserve skill unlock is really, really nice, but only when you have loads of... You get like an abundance of mana, which obviously I'm not really getting. So, interesting things. Need these 3. The double aura just lets you switch between fire and vampire, because, well, it lets you do that. That's nice. Just to get some more skill points, I may do this next level in champion mode. If I'm doing that though, I may as well use Holy Blessed. Incredibly more useful than Icy Wind. So the reason why this level is so annoying is just the enemies attack very often. They're just a nuisance to get through. See, I already lost half my health. I may have to use more than 2 potions for just this level. Of course, the more enemies, the better for healing when you have the vampire enchantment. Which I just wasted. Alright, here we go. Heal me! Oh, I got lucky. I leveled up. It gives you automatic heal blue bonus. Oh, not very lucky. I lost my Holy Bless. I hate these enemies. They are so annoying. I just don't want to deal with them. Make them annoying on purpose. Don't you just hate it when you program the video game where the enemies are purposely annoying? Oh dear. So this is arguably probably my most favorite enemy in the entire game. You get a few glimpses of it, so you see it's just a hand. Then that seems a bit wrong. The hand is attached to the body, almost in a very unreal way. And then we just go straight to seeing its face. Someone once told me, whoever drew this must have been having a bad day. I don't think the enemy is quite as difficult to defeat than some of the other ones, but it does do that very... Yeah, that attack, that's very annoying to deal with. It does quite a lot of damage, and is very fast. it's always important to make sure, if you're using Holy Blessed, you can see the attack boost has certain levels to it. If you use it up to 5 times, that's the maximum. You get 1.5 attack boost. Quite a decent amount, I say. So it makes it strategically the best attack to use. Oh no! I forgot to use Holy Bless. See, that just happens. Oh, I got lucky. I don't know what happened there. I didn't get hurt. Almost dead. One more Firestorm should do it. On hyper mode, maybe. There we go. So that one took a bit longer than usual because champion mode and all. I should get a good number of skill points for this. Not to mention leveling up quite a bit. 8. Perfect. I can unlock quite a lot of things. What I wanted first was this, and showing off Circle Slash. And I can upgrade any one of these. The dash combo I'll probably get out of necessity as one of the last items, but upgrading these, probably the most interesting thing to ever upgrade is the turrets. So you can shoot 2 turrets at once. Oh yes, and the reserve. This means I can have any of these attacks as just on reserve. That means I can have, you can see I can have both this attack and these. Usually I would only have one because, well, you can only have one of each. I'll probably have Icy Wind on reserve though, because I don't... Actually, what's the harm in putting one of these on reserve? Maybe Face of God. It heals a bit, which is what makes it useful, but I don't get nearly enough MP or magic points to be able to do that. Maybe if I use these MP potions over here, but I rarely ever use those, because I like to limit the amount of potions I'm allowed. Circle Slash is a pretty cool attack though. So now we go to the next 3 levels. I usually do Mysterious Air first. I think it's the easiest one out of the 3. I've never actually tested that attack as much. I don't even know how much proper damage it does compared to Firestorm. In theory, I think Firestorm is stronger. Is it just me, or is it really hard to hear the music in the game? The sound effects are just so loud. And I'm experiencing a bit of lag. Odd. Yeah, I don't understand the programming behind those enemies either. Sometimes they just attack 10 times in a row with no delay, which isn't actually meant to happen. The boss for this one, I don't think is particularly very difficult. A lack of a proper cutscene though. It's meant to allude to something about UFOs and allegory about not being home. I don't think this boss is particularly that difficult to handle. That wasn't good. I need hyper. Should probably use a potion. I don't want to risk having to play this entire level again. Yes, I'll probably have to turn down the sound effects for you. I don't know why, but you can barely hear the music in that level. And I really did try to handpick the music as much as I did, like possible. Oh, I'm a dimwit. I was meant to. Okay, it's an easy mistake to make, but I mixed these two up, so I thought the sound effects was the background music. Never mind. Okay, what's next? For this next level, I may want an extra, more powerful shield. At the same time, I want to showcase these attacks. Iron Defense, I think, works better than an actual extra shield. That way, it would make sense to have Thunder Spark on reserve. Oh, I never showcased this attack. Shoryuken, I mean, it's fine. But I much prefer Firestorm. It does more damage. Or Circle Slash. So this next level, I think much harder than the other one. You actually fight a very interesting final boss in this one. So usually, this is the setup I use when playing on champion mode or anything. Holy Bless, Iron Defense, and Circle Slash. And if I have reserve, probably Thunder Spark. Unlike Holy Bless, Iron Defense really only works once. You don't have to use it multiple times. I mean, until the cooldown runs out, of course. Ooh, these enemies are quite annoying as well. Yeah, I just died. These enemies are quite annoying. And I think the music is a bit too loud now. It's hard balancing them out. Sometimes technically the sound effects are louder, but sometimes the music is louder. Especially in this level, the music's very, very loud. The boss level. Yes, of course. Get rid of these guys really quickly. Need to make sure I can have iron defense already for these enemies. There's only 4 of them, but they're so annoying. They dash at you at warp speed. Ah, die already. I mean, I know it's one of the last levels, but complaining about my own game. See these enemies again. I like them so much, I thought I'd put them here as well. It's meant to be like a new civilization, like of the most elitist groups of types of enemies that you would ever see. Which is why you saw robots, fixed robots, unlike in another level where the robots were all damaged. Oh, okay. Yep. You fight this guy. There's a big, probably, explanation to what I should be making about why the hell you're fighting Slenderman in this game. So, no, I'm not a 12-year-old child who wants to be edgy. I mean, technically, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's an easy explanation. Let's just say I'm a 12-year-old child who wants to be edgy, so I put Slenderman as one of the bosses in this game. That attack that he uses for danger is somewhat... It's like a screamer. So you don't want to be caught in it, because it does quite a lot of damage. In terms of the music, I used this song from Toho called interesting name, Necrophantasia or Fantasia. I can't even hear myself talk because the video may have my the volume of my voice louder than the actual gameplay, but the music is so loud right now that I can't even hear myself commentate. Let's just get this guy over and done with. Come on. I don't want to have to use another potion. I broke my rule. I only have 5 potions left. I'm not even sure that's enough for the final boss. Because, yeah, the final boss is quite annoying. Maybe I'll have golden aura by then. I'm giving no context of what that is. Geez, I don't actually have enough for golden aura. Pretty much one of the best things to get in this game. Once you get all of the combos, you can unlock this and then... But I don't even have enough skill points. Okay. Technically the last level until... This one's just quite as difficult, I think. With Vampire Enchantment level 2 though, I should probably be fine. I say probably, but look at how much health I have already. I've lost that much. You can tell I was running out of ideas when I designed those enemies. Ooh. Yeah, this wasn't particularly a good idea. What can I do? Oh, I've got 1 skill point. How did that... Oh wait, I already did have 1 skill point. You know, I'm going to use Face of God instead, and instead of focusing on offense, I'll just go back to Icy Wind. So this time, I'm going to focus mostly on just defense. That could work. Let's see if this works then. Turrets, Vampire Enchantment. So the thing about Vampire Enchantment is multi-hit attacks are usually the best type of attacks to use here, which is why these attacks are very good at healing. And Face of God also heals quite a bit. Oh dear, I can't even think. So many enemies. Good God, how did I do this in champion mode, let alone hard mode? Oh dear, these enemies. Every enemy in this game can just go neck themselves. Oh dear. Maybe I should have play tested this more. I do like the music choice I chose for this one level though. Of course, being one of the later levels, it does last quite long. Oh no! Dragons! Suddenly dragons! Okay, now I know I'm close to the boss though. Once you defeat these dragons, it's just the boss left. That was lucky. Oh yes, and this boss doesn't even have a story, you just fight it. So who is this mysterious figure? Meant to be the embodiment of id within everyone and everything. You're sure is not going to ever figure that out. Because there's absolutely no semblance of story for this level. I think I got too lazy. Oh yes, this attack. Probably one of the most annoying ones I've ever... Why did he use it twice in a row? 3 times in a row! 3 times! He used the same attack 3 times in a row. 4 times in a row! Okay, not all at once, but... That's ridiculous. I am not getting through this in one piece. I don't have time. Ow. Oh dear. Barely doing any damage to this boss. Only halfway there. I can't believe it. I don't even know if I'm going to survive this. How did I get hit by that? As long as he doesn't... Oh, okay. Oh, I dodged it that time. Give me a break! Okay, I brought that one upon myself. Worst case scenario, I'll have to grind or something before I fight the final boss. I need invincibility frames! I know. I'll use MP potions. I think it's all over. I don't know what else I can do. It's too much! Come on, come on! And I used like 9 MP potions on that. That was nonsense. Yes, probably should have playtested this one. Didn't even get any additional. Maybe it's best to cut now. Grind for potions. I never thought I'd be saying that. Okay, we'll be right back after these messages. Shouldn't be too hard now. I think I could actually get everything in the game. So at this moment, and after just doing some grinding, pretty much could get everything I need. Never got to show Soul Edge because I have to unlock everything else. Soul Edge or dash combo? You know what? Screw the dash combo. I'm going to get Soul Edge. Who knows how much magic I'll get? That's one of my favorite attacks, but I never find the time to use it. But this final stage probably would be a good time. Let's hope I don't die here. Just in case I do, I may as well save the password. I'm 99% sure the password system works. If it doesn't work, then probably going to just not be very happy, of course. So at the end of the game, everything kind of devolves into this nonsense of just... I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. It kind of just looks like spamming buttons at this point. Final level, so every single enemy in the game is here now because... I don't know, I was just tired at this point. I think quite a lot of damage though. Oh, and this golden aura is the combination of the fire aura and the vampire one. So you can heal and cause fire damage. Perfect combination. This isn't even a game anymore. Yes, first potion. Oh boy, this is gonna be a long ride. I mean, I can't stay here all day grinding if I die or something. Good thing I have the save file. The level was abysmally easy in easy mode though, but... Come on, heal, 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 heal. That's not enough. I should have just got Face of God. Oh, stop attacking! Last enemy, I think. And some convoluted cutscenes just to show. I don't even know how to explain any of this anymore. And I'm not even going to try and bother explaining why this final boss is a teddy bear. You'll never believe me. not a good sign. I've already lost so much of my health. I've just started the fight. Give me a break. Oh, and yes, of course, it also has meteors. Why can't I use Holy Bless? What's going on? I tried toning down the boss from a version I was playing in the past, where before there would be even more enemies on the screen right now. At this point, I'm not even going to use any rules for how many potions I'm allowed. I'm getting this level done, whether anyone likes it. Oh dear. I'm gonna try stalling for time. That looks more like. When in doubt, spam the potions. Ow. Oh no! I lost Holy Bless. It's gonna take forever to beat this boss now. And I don't have a... I just lost so much health because I didn't have defense boost! What a waste! Come on, be over with. Die already. I have more items than I reasonably should at this part of the game. Finally, finally. Oh, it's become too much like an MMORPG when you have that many items. You just spam potions on that final boss. Oh, final boss, you only get a teeny bit of experience points. No few potions bonus or anything, because I used pretty much every potion I have. Then last cutscene. I could always release a version 2, probably make hard mode less hard. But in all honesty, I think most people would probably be playing in normal mode, the easy mode, where I think the game cuts you a break. the enemies are easier to defeat, the bosses have less health, and they deal less damage, and they also attack less frequently. Funny enough, I think Champion mode actually isn't that much more difficult, because you actually get quite a lot of potions when you play Champion mode, and you get quite a lot more skill points, so you can almost unlock everything before even the final level. But of course, I'm not going to play this whole thing again in Champion mode. There's no point. I do like the ending theme though. But I may as well show everything. Go on practice mode. Showcase all of the things I didn't get to really show. No, I never got to show the dash combo. And I'm not sure if I got shield level 2 actually. I think I did. So, drill spiral. Well, I showed all of these attacks. But drill spiral is just the one skill I didn't show. And this is the dash combo. I just don't find it as useful as this, or this. I guess the last thing to do is see if the potion works, and I'm not even sure if it does. If it doesn't work, then to every copy of the game I've sent to everyone. Oops! I can't tell. Seems about right. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say the potion system isn't broken. I can still select these stages. Yeah, everything's fine. Yeah, that means I have complete 100% closure and everything. Because in the past, the potion would mess up with decimal points where it saves your experience level, potions and everything. But if there were decimal points, it would screw up the order of the number sequence. But that's about it. There's really nothing much else to do in the entire video game. I've played it. Yeah, what else? Oh, and I also showed that the game is pretty much heavily unbalanced when playing on hard mode because the levels... I'm not even sure it's real difficulty. I'm never even meant for this to be that much of a skill game. Next game probably should be less laggy and less focused on spamming magic attacks all the time. But it's a fun little distraction. You probably shouldn't play it all at once because this took me around an hour or more. While the puzzle system is there for a reason. You can play this in chunks. Okay, am I done yet? Yeah, finally I'm done. Okay, bye everyone.